Yo, what's up, y'all? It's the ILLMINDPODCAST, man. If you ain't ill, you ain't real, man. Yo, this episode is just gonna be a regular shit talk episode. I had this thing in the works for a little bit just to have like a random talk. I know I've been having like set topics with the sports, but lately it's just been a lot about the gaming because, it's a lot of upcoming things that are happening, man. But listen, we're just gonna talk about it right now, though. So, just to relate to you guys, this won't be a long episode. It's definitely gonna be pretty short, but it's just about things that, just been going through my mind, and I hope that people can relate. I got some background music or anything just to settle the mood, so I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys fuck with it. So let's do this, man. So, throughout time, I've always thought to myself as a person, just thinking like every day, like, a lot of things, happen, like it happens to your day-to-day life, and sometimes we don't know how to handle those things. And, to be very transparent with you, it's happened to me, even recently, a lot of things have been going down just with me mentally and just physically, and sometimes it just wears you down most of the time. And, you try to fight, you try to get through it as much as you can, but, you always tell yourself every day that you're gonna fight through it at times. Which like brings to like my first topic that I want to talk about, man. That you ever feel as if you push too hard for your goal, that you kind of lose yourself in the moment. I feel like we grow into this profile that we want everybody to have, and that we want everybody to see and to witness. And sometimes we get lost within ourselves, and we don't really realize the actual person that was actually starting up that goal, that profile, and we become something that we're not. And, I'm guilty of it. I think a lot of you guys are also. Just, every day, we sit there and we go through the motion of actually trying to figure out who we are and what we are. And, losing ourselves sometimes can just, stray away from the goal that you ultimately want to achieve. And even when you do achieve it, do you feel whole enough to know that you did enough for yourself and for others to make sure that you've built this foundation? And, I feel like we sometimes, we kind of get lost in that. I've been through it in the past, just to relate, like I remember when I played baseball, right? I played baseball since I was about maybe 5, maybe 4. I loved this since I was young. And I always grew into this person, like, I'm going to be a baseball player. I'm going to be a baseball player. I'm going to be a baseball player. That I didn't realize, like, the ultimate goal was for me to be successful, at least be successful in that field, in something that I love, which is sports. But also to where I just wanted to be successful for myself. I wanted to make sure that I grew into something that I can be proud of, and for everybody else to look at me and go, I'm proud of you. Because, sometimes people could be like, hey, I'm proud of you for what you did, but you're not proud of yourself because it's not actually what you actually wanted for you. And you just instilled that comfortability level or being content of what you actually achieved, and you know that you can do better. And sometimes we just sit there and go, you know what, fuck it, I'ma just sit and deal with the actual success that I have, even though it's not the success that I wanted, and people say, be grateful what you have, be grateful of what you own right now, but sometimes it's just not enough. And with baseball, for me, that's what it filled that void of uncertainty, because I knew I had something there along the lines, because I was pretty good at it, and of course mistakes were made along the way in high school, which I got kicked off the team for. I did something very stupid, and I lost myself within that. I lost my baseball self. I lost the athlete that I was, because I just I got kicked off and I lost motivation. And I told myself that if I don't have baseball, if I don't have anything to look forward to, then I don't feel like I have anything to really build on or really understand in terms of, what I can be other than just athletics. And, a lot of my sports guys and a lot of my sports women that really love their sport and really love to play it. Sometimes you sit there every single day and you say, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to practice. I'm going to keep going until I get the scholarship, until I go to college playing what I want to do and see if I can like make it somewhere, you know? And when everything is said and done, how much have you accumulated in terms of knowledge for other things to know that what if that doesn't work out? What can you do? And that's where it hit me, where when I lost the baseball passion after you know, I got kicked off the team and everything, did I really tell myself, and to be truthful, you know, my father pulled me from it, so my father kicked me out of it, which I rightfully deserved it, because I did something dumb that related into, you know, related to him being so angry at me that he kicked me off, and I lost the motivation. But then I really sat down and thought to myself, all right, I don't have baseball right now. I can't come back for this junior year, which I got kicked off at. What else can I do? What else can I be worth? You know, what else will make me feel like I'm worth something? And I tuned into just notice that I'm a very great people person. You know, I've always noticed that with myself. You know, I can relate. People are very, you know, just enthusiastic and like just talking about things with me, because I like to be very relatable. I like to be very objective and understand every sides of the coin. Even with my personal beliefs in certain things, I still will be open to hear and understand. There is stubbornness that goes with that, and we all have that. But if you learn how to be objective, I feel like you can achieve so many other things that you didn't know you was capable of achieving. And that's what happened with me. You know, I joined clubs in school. I was a stage crew member for a play, and I didn't realize how much fun and how much dedication I had into doing something that I actually liked. Like, I realized, like, when I'm very passionate about something, I really sit there and I sit there and look at myself in the mirror and go, wow. Like, when I won these awards in baseball, like hardest worker, I won it like 2 times in a row in high school. I'm really like that. Like, when I'm really key in on something, I don't give up. Like, I make sure that I get better at this. I make sure. And, you know, trauma or just very, you know, unfortunate situations sometimes stray you away. Wow. Stray you away from what you wanted to, you know, ultimately achieve. And during that time, I really sat there and thought, you know what? I can really do this. Like, anything I put my mind to, I can really do this. And I remember when I went through high school and everything, and I realized, you know, just understanding my beliefs and understanding people more, and understanding there's more to it than just sports. There's more to it than just any athletic or understanding sports or talking about it. There's other things that you can achieve. There's other things you can explore. You could be very multi-talented. And there's also things that you're talented at, but you don't have the passion for. But as long as you know you have other talents, maybe those passions sooner or later will drive you into loving that hobby or sport or even just like job or career that you never thought you would actually love until you actually tried it. So I've realized that my objectivity is what, and my passion and ambition drove me to where I am today, you know? And right now, you know, my life, it's a big roller coaster. There's a lot of shit going on that I'm not going to explain because it's me personally, but life has kicked my ass for the last 2 years. It kicked my ass emotionally, physically, and sometimes I feel like religiously at times, where I lose faith in myself. I lose faith in God. I lose faith in all that. And I sit there and I sit there and like, and try to, you know, compartmentalize, you know, I try to do that. I try to split both halves and understand, you know, it's your fault, but it's also outside factors that tribute to your life. And meaning, the ultimate, the meaning for me was the ultimate goal of understanding myself. And I lost a lot of that along the way. Really lost a lot of it. And we can't stray away from that. Because as soon as you feel like you've lost yourself, there's other people out there that have been in the same situation you have been and have overcame that. And that's the motivation that you should have. And that's the motivation that I've seen, through my mother, through my woman, through my friends, that no matter how bad it gets sometimes, don't lose yourself in the process, because that is just bar none the ultimate goal, the ultimate achievement. Literally. Don't lose yourself in the moment, man. You keep striving, you keep pushing, because sooner or later, something's gonna give. And it's very cliche in what I'm saying. But with this episode, it's just take it like it's just food for thought. Just take it into consideration that me, a person that doesn't have a lot of subscribers, I don't have a lot of people that probably support this thing. I got people that probably watch this video or watch my other videos and don't subscribe. But the ultimate goal for me is to know that I have something that I can relate to you guys with, that I can put out, that I can relate to anybody with. Because that is what you strive for, to not lose yourself in the process of achieving that ultimate goal. And understanding yourself and trusting yourself, which goes into my next topic. Don't be fake. Don't be fake. I've noticed from other individuals and just from family and everything, they talk about these people that they change over time and they lose their self in the process of doing that, which relates to the first topic. But what I mean by don't be fake, I'm meaning don't be an imposter. Don't be something that you're not, man. Don't try to please others with things that you don't that you're not accustomed to doing. You're just doing it to gain relevancy. You don't need that. You being yourself is relevant enough. People are gonna come and go in your life, and you're definitely gonna be shocked about some of the people that will leave, and some of the people that you wouldn't even think will question your loyalty as a friend, as a man, or as a woman in a relationship, or anything. Man, woman, non-binary, binary, transgender, anything. People will question you and people will go. But you have to understand that if you let yourself become what they want you to become, you're being fake to yourself. You're being a fake person. You're being a person that you know you were not set out to be. And that's one thing you got to tell yourself. Is it really worth all that? Is it really worth sacrificing your pride, sacrificing your dignity, just to cater to others? That's why I feel as if even when we go to a job, they have these strict rules, these strict codes, right? These codes of these codes that are not in the rules of the job, not even in the description of the job. And they try to change you, politically try to change you. You know how we always say we go to a job, there's politics involved. And people let those politics stray them away from achieving what they wanted to achieve. Like, say you wanted to be a manager at a company, but you realize the politics in that company, you have to kiss ass and do these other things just to make it there. But what have we watched in movies? What have we seen with people that don't give in to those politics, that go into achieving these goals? And remember, it's not just politics in jobs, it's politics in life. Like, not the politics of the presidency and the secretaries and the, and all these other people that run in our government. No, I'm talking about in life in general. You let those factors kick in, you're not going to be yourself when you achieve that goal. And you're going to think, was it all worth it? Did I really want that? And you can't lose that. I know people say, play the game, play the game, play the game. Yeah, but if you play the game the way you want to play the game, then you still haven't lost yourself, brother. Even if there's certain methods you gotta do, you didn't lose yourself in the process of it. Because when you achieve that ultimate goal, you're doing it to make sure that when you get to that top area of expertise or of status, you know that you're doing that for everybody else that does the same thing that you want to do, which is to impact others the way others have impacted you. And even if you didn't have other people impact you in that way, you can be the leader that will lead those others to be leaders. And you can't lose the image that you created when you started it. When you started your thoughts throughout the day. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z throughout the day. As long as you get at least more than 80% of that done, I don't think you failed. Some things can't be achieved. Some things need more time than others. But as long as you know that 20% that you lost, you still, and I mean you're still going to achieve it at the end of the day, then that doesn't mean you lost yourself. Because you know the ultimate goal you're still striving for is that 20%, is that 10%, is that 5%, is that 1% that you got left in the tank. For real. You can't leave the glass half full. Drink the whole thing. That's what you need to do. You can't look at it and say, okay, that's enough. No. Drink the whole thing. Don't leave anything unfinished. Don't let your path don't let your path become cut from something that's not even strong enough to cut it. You let some weak ass tool break down something that needs 4 of those bad boys to break. Did you really do your best to make sure that it wasn't broken? That would say, well, that it didn't break. It's the same thing in our relationships, man. Which goes to my next topic. Relationships. I have to say one thing about this. And this is completely about losing yourself and, and understanding not being fake and everything like that. One thing I say about relationships, man. And this is coming from a guy that's been in a relationship for 5 years with my woman. Love her to death. Tell you guys this. With men in general, understand that you have to be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Understand your flaws. Understand what you got to work on. Even if she drives you nuts. As long as she's loyal to you and wants to make you a better person, that's all that matters. And plus, even when she's trying to make you a better person, you have to let her. Let her in. Let those thoughts, let the aspirations, let the inspirations, let the practices that she has instilled in her life impact you a little bit. Because maybe you take some of those practices and it can make you a better person. I always told myself that. I said, damn, like I'm a way more understanding person than I've ever been with myself. For real. I know my flaws. I've always taken accountability for myself. But for me to take accountability emotionally and become vulnerable, it's the best thing ever, man. You never feel as if I do with I haven't done it in a while, but I do with my friends. Anything I'm going through, I'm vulnerable to tell them. Like, yo, this is what it is. I'm going through this shit, man. Yeah, I'm sad today, man. I'm not having a good day today. I'm hanging through, man. Nah, I'm okay. I'm hanging through, but like I'm not great. It feels great because what it is. You're confident in your vulnerability. You're confident in that because you know that you're in this stage where you're like, man, it sucks today. But I know that I'm way better than this. I know that I'm king. I know that I'm a king. The same thing with you as a woman. Knowing your vulnerabilities with your man. Know the vulnerabilities that you have. The things you want to tell them and everything. Of course, you got to gain trust first. Always gain trust. But once you gain that trust and you know 100% that you gain that trust from that person, don't sit here and tell me that you can't be vulnerable. Don't do it. I was stubborn with that. With my feelings, what I'm going through mentally, all the shit that I went through. Be vulnerable to your woman. Be vulnerable to your man. Because that vulnerability is what's going to make your relationship way more stronger. And it's going to make you stronger as a person. Because as soon as you go to your job, as soon as you handle your kids or anything like that, you become so transparent with yourself that you don't care what your job thinks. You don't care what your boss thinks or anything. If something gets you mad, if you feel like you're being wrong or if you feel like this, you're not going to stand for it. Because you understand that, hey, it makes me feel this way and I do not like it. And there's people that have that and they're single. And I love that for y'all. If you already established that, great. But if you ever in a relationship, man, woman, gender, whatever you love, whatever you are, your sexuality, you are comfortable with yourself to understand that with your partner, you are literally becoming vulnerable when you, and sports, of course, like I said, trust, love, all that has to be real. From the jump, you got to gain that. And I can't tell you how to love and I can't tell you how to trust. You just got to trust yourself to trust that person. But what I can tell you is becoming vulnerable is the best thing for you. Because when you're going through it, you need that woman, You need that man to do whatever you need them to do to help you back up sometimes. For real. Sometimes you need a smack in the face. Sometimes you need something to snap you out of it, like a light bulb. As soon as it goes off, that's her, that's him, that's that person, that's my partner. Boom, waking me up. Yo, you know who you are. You know who I married. You know who I was with. So become that person. I'm not going to leave here. But if you give up on yourself, I can't be with the person that has lost himself in the process. Which goes to my first two topics. You're becoming something that you're not. You're losing yourself. You can't do that. And even with your relationships, you understand what you have become as a partner. And understand, take care of each other. Take care of each other. Take care of everything, emotionally, whatever it is. All I have to say is this. The shit is always 50-50 between you and your partner. Don't ever settle for no 70-30, 20-80, whatever. Don't ever settle for that. Don't ever. There will always be somebody that will make the more bread. There will always be somebody that can take care of things better than the other. But it's always a 50-50. You know why? Because the shit that you lack is the shit that she can carry. The shit that he lacks is the shit that you lack as a woman is the same shit that he's gonna pick up on your relationship. You have to find people like that, because that's the point of a relationship. It's always 50-50. It's never about the money. It's never about accolades. It's never about success. It's about how you will be successful together. That's what it is. People will have different opinions. People will have their, one should be dominant than the other, all that shit. I'm the 50-50 dude. I am the 50-50 dude. And I'm the guy that's like, I want you to bring the same type of effort that I bring to you. You may bring more effort into certain categories in our relationship than me, but I will always be 50-50 with you, regardless of anything. I'm a person, like I'll tell you guys, I'm a 50-50 with my woman, financially, always. I don't care what I'm going through. I will always go half on the rent with you, half of the bills with you, half of the food with you, half for dinner, all that shit. And if I ever wanted to be the one that go, hey babe, you got it. Hey babe, you got it from before. You helped me out with everything. I got dinner today. Don't worry about it. I'll pay for dinner today. You know what? I'm a cook today. And you know what's so crazy? Pertaining to, I want this to go back to the first topic. Understanding yourself. I didn't understand how much I actually like cooking in the kitchen. And most, cliche men, I like to call you the cliche man. Like a woman need to cook. Yo, man, ain't nothing better than me cooking. Ain't nothing better than me cooking sometimes. I feel like that's why I understand chefs. They love it. Chefs love it. It's a passion you have. Because it's, you know what it is? It's therapy. It's meditation. Especially when you cooking something that you love, and as soon as you eat it, you're like, woo! I banged that shit out. Like, damn. Shit, Gordon Ramsay would love this shit. Like, But it's that feeling that you get. But I never knew that I actually like doing it until I started living on my own. I didn't let that lack. I didn't let that lack of, effort from what I did when I lived with my moms and shit like that, because moms did all of it, because my dad, a dude that's like, yo, I'm working and everything, you working, but the woman cooks, and my mom, worked in food service, so of course he was a chef and all that, so of course, she's gonna cook in the house. But later on, my dad said, I'm gonna learn how to cook, and he's like, I already knew how to cook when I was younger, it's just like now I'm with your mom and everything, that's how it is, right? So with me, I didn't understand that. I was ungrateful with it. I was like, damn. And I, cooking for myself, learning everything, but I didn't realize how much like that hard work that I do have. I worked on it. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get this shit right. I'm gonna learn how to cook some rice really good. I'm gonna learn how to make arroz con pollo, pernil. I'm gonna make Oh, my bad, yo. The mic just cut out. So I'm saying, like, if you're going through that emotion, like, have a conversation with them. You may not know what that other person can give you along the way. And then you realize to yourself, holy crap, I didn't know that you can boost me in this situation. You know how many times we try to block off other people that say, you won't understand, until you talk to them and you're like, wow, you've been through the same situations as me. It may not be the same scenario, but it's the same type of situation. And that advice helped me get through it. And you say to yourself every single day, like, yo, is it really me, or is it really just my environment? And you have to say it's both. Take accountability for your actions. Take accountability for the things that you lack. Because the ultimate goal is to be whole. And once you're whole, ain't nobody can tear you down after that. It's like a hard shell. It's like when the armadillo gets the hard shell, you know how hard it is to break through that? Can't really do anything about that. It's something that we strive every single day, whether it's through our through accolades, obstacles, through treacherous times, through ambitious times. We understand that we prosper through all the adversity that throws at us. But one thing I can tell you guys right now, don't be afraid of fear. Fear consumes. It's like a dog, when they see somebody fear them, they can sniff it. Don't let that fear sniff you. Because once it knows that it can conquer, you might as well just throw in the towel. But we're all fighters. Because we are the Ill Minds Podcast. And all the ill minds out there are fighters. And understand that when you fight, you throw everything that you got. Even if you are 85 overall, throw that 85 overall punches, baby. Because sooner or later, you're going to keep training. You're going to reach that 99. You're going to reach that completion overall. Whether it's through whatever you go through. Just know that don't lose yourself. Don't lose the people that you love. And don't ever lose the confidence in which you gain through that process. All right? The ILLMINDS Podcast, man. This is my episode to you. And I'm very happy that you go along this journey with me. And one thing you have to make sure that you tell yourself every day when you go into this channel is that if you ain't ill, you ain't real, man. I love y'all. I'm out.